Period. The camera is rolling. Actually, I want to do my red like I had on my other one. 3, 2, 1. Power Rangers are cool. Power Rangers are great. And the mic is rolling. Let me go ahead and change it to my red, because why not? Perfect. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Bryson, aka AyeeItsBryce, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Yap sessions. Don't know what to call it, don't know at all what to call it, because I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place, deciding on whether or not I want this to be my podcast, and I want to continue with the name and idea that I've been having since like my sophomore year of high school, or whether I just want to revamp and do something totally different. But as of right now, we're going to call this the Yap Sesh with AyeeItsBryce. So welcome back to the Yap Sesh. Before we get too far into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my social medias. All the social medias that you should follow are in my description, and they were in the intro. Oh, my foot keeps on cramping. My goodness. Yeah, I know I keep on saying excuse me. I'm sorry. It's just when you don't use your brain and things properly, you just get to stuttering and carrying on. And I'm not gonna do that too much longer. Or am I? The world may never know. Okay. Try not to be too loud. I might turn this down a little bit. So I'm currently sitting up in my room like Brandy. I have on my Buc-ee's onesie. That's how the first video actually was supposed to be filmed, in this same spot with the same vibe, with the Buc-ee's onesie on. And this might be a reoccurring outfit because it's quick, it's simple, and it's cute and cozy. Why not? And it's about to start getting colder outside, so yeah. But this thing is warm. I am getting warm right now. I've been had this on for a few hours, but yeah. So like I said in the last video, grab your snacks, grab your drinks. I currently have nothing in my Stanley, but I'm about to put this berry punch, this great value berry punch juice in my cup right now. I'm about to actually get ready to do that after I finish putting this Carmex on. Cause honey, I've really become obsessed with going ahead and putting the Carmex and everything on, because my lips get to snap, crackle, and popping. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know why they start to snap, crackle, and pop, but they do. But we're trying to change that, which is why I keep on overdoing the Carmex. But yes, we're about to go ahead and fill this cup up. Like I said, I'm about to go ahead and put this berry punch great value in here in my cup, and we're gonna get on with the get on. So like always, I have my topics typed out in my phone, and we're going to go ahead and go by those so I can have a pretty cohesive show for the night. This one might be shorter than the last one, because the last one was like 42 minutes. This one might be 30, depending on how long I talk and how long I go on the tangents. All right, here goes a little ASMR pouring, because why not? Yeah, exactly. So berry punch from the great value, daily value, 100% vitamin C per serving. Okay, anyways, I don't know why I decided to read that. I just like reading stuff now. But yes, berry punch. This is $1 and some change at the doggone Walmart. It'll get you where you need to be. It's so good. It's real cute, fun, funky, and fresh. I'm over here talking about usually as if it hasn't just only been 2 episodes so far. But in the last episode, I had my drink and I had some water, but my water bottles aren't chilled, and I love a deathly cold bottle of water. And since I don't have that right now, I don't feel like being bothered with putting one in there or drinking one that's like room temp. I know that might be a little bourgeoisie, but I just don't feel like it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the topics of the night, honey. Actually, first, let me go ahead and see what this reel is. Uh-oh.
This is how she's seen it all.
This is cute. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go back and look at that in a minute. Okay. And if by in a minute is once the video is over, because I have to make sure I got my full concentration on, otherwise there's going to be nothing. So first order of business, because this had to be refilmed. I filmed this yesterday night and didn't like it because I went back and looked at the footage, and not only did I look at the footage, but I felt it myself. My energy was terribly off, and rightfully so. They're not major, but things have gone on in my life where I just, I don't know, I fell down in the dumps, and I was listening to sad music, so I had made myself kind of get down in the dumps. And you're not necessarily supposed to listen to sad music when you're sad, because you're only giving yourself the leeway to feel some type of way, and you don't necessarily have to feel that way. If you don't want to, change the vibe up. So I didn't change the vibe up. In fact, I wanted to wallow in shame whenever I filmed. I don't even think that was last night that I filmed it. Filmed the other video. Let me check my logs and see, because I use my voice memos to do my little mic situation. So let me go ahead and see what the tea is and when I filmed that, so I can properly tell y'all how I was feeling that night. Where is it at? Utilities? Yes. Okay. So I filmed Monday night. Monday night I filmed this same little thing with these same topics, but it just didn't flow as well because there were so many like blank spaces, and I was just feeling so down in the dumps, and I did that to myself. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, that is good. Oh, and it's cold. See, that's why I need a cold bottle of water. Oh, all right, let's go ahead and get into these topics for real. First order of business, before I forget about this, because really it was a Sunday night and I filmed a Monday morning, because it was like maybe 12 something in the morning, who knows, I don't know, whatever it was. That night before I came back and filmed and did whatever, me and my homegirl sat up and we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. And no, we didn't watch the old one. We only found out that there was an older one that was from like 1999, 1996, whenever it was. It's called I Know What You Did Last Summer 2 or something like that. But we didn't watch that one. We watched the 2025 release, and it had Raven Lene in there, and that's the one notable song that I remember being in. That girl was listening to Love Me Not, and that's my bop, because oh, it's hard to see you because I wish you were right here. All right. Without spoiling it too much, that movie was actually very good. It was a lot going on. One moment. Right, okay, I was saying that there was a lot going on in that movie. I don't want to spoil it too much, but let's just say there were only 3 people that came out of that movie alive. I'm not... wait. No. It was... Who was it? Dang, I don't remember, but it was a good girl. It was a good girl. I think it might have been the good girl's colleague that she had to go find along the way. And then it was the bad girl. Get at me, bad girl, like Usher said. But yeah, and I don't know, I feel like that ending was a little open for them to possibly make a sequel, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think there's any reason for them to make... Did I say a sequel? I meant a prequel, right? Whatever it was, they might have room to make a prequel, a third movie off of that, but I'm gonna be honest, at the same time, I don't think so, and it really wouldn't be a point. Unless they just go, unalive old girl for fun, and that be the premise of the third one. I don't know, man. That's a lot. Because the woman from the first one was in this second one. Alright, I feel like I'm giving too much away. Go watch it. Me and my homegirl was gagging every time something happened. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm not a scary movie... Hold on, I'm putting something in the trash. I'm not a scary movie type of person. So anytime like a little jump scare or something a little gory was coming up in my face, I would close my eyes a little bit, but it was so interesting, no shade, that I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was just like, wait a minute. you know, that's what it felt like. And I was just like, okay, girl, I see what you're talking about. I see what you're talking about. And I was really intrigued. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I can, I'm going to go ahead and get a message from my homegirl, and I want her to tell y'all the thoughts on the on her thoughts of the movie. See, I'm just stuttering. Y'all see all my notes right there? Oh, excuse me. I'm still dealing with the doggone sinuses. If you watched the last one, you know I was still dealing with my sinuses draining. It's low-key kind of stopped, but it's still there at the same time. So yeah. Yeah, that movie was good though, but I don't know, I was a little scared. I was a little jumpy afterwards, cause we ended up watching Love and Hip Hop after, and that kind of calmed my nerves because my mind just get bad. And then after I got back from her little place of residency, I came back to mine, and I had got up in the bed, and I curled up and started facing the wall, and I heard something fall or something like that. Something bumped something in here in my room, and I got scared, and I was like, okay, I don't want to move, but what could be in here, right? So yeah, that was how I was feeling about the movie. The movie was great though. The movie was absolutely amazing overall. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to wake the computer, that way I can see what the audio waveforms is looking like on this recording. So I'm just move the mouse down here. That way I don't have to worry about, getting out of frame. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. Okay. So yeah, that's that for that movie. Go watch it. If you need something to watch and you're into horror, or if you're not and you want to give yourself a run for your money, it's not like it's just like it's not terribly scary. It just be a lot happening, and they made a lot happen in that little hour and some change. But yeah, that's how I feel about I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I did like it. They did know what they did last summer. Watch them people closest to you, child. Ooh, that movie was crazy. Next up on the list, midterms. So, midterms was, hold on. Midterms were, when was it? Cause that was just, bro. Dang, we almost at the end of doggone October. That's so chopped. Not really, but So since it happened, is it just deleting itself from a doggone calendar? What's the tea? I guess that might be how this thing works. But when was that I got out for fall break? I made a TikTok the day I was going in, so I can actually tell y'all. Give me just a moment. October 8th was the day of one of my midterms, my macroeconomics one. And after October 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, back on the 13th. So the week of November, did I say November? I keep on saying November. Goodness gracious. Am I ready for November? I think I am. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Sorry. October 8th. Why am I time traveling? Don't know. But October 8th, I made the TikTok. Before I went in my midterms. Went in there. Failed. No, not even sugarcoating it. Failed. Did terrible. Chop. So yeah, I did in fact not do well on my macroeconomics midterm, and then I came back and had an exam in physical science. And you're wondering, why are you taking a physical science class? And why are you alluding? Well, I didn't even allude to. Let's go ahead and get to that. I also did not do good on that one. I haven't gone to look at the grade, and I'm gonna protect my peace like that. But I'm pretty sure I didn't do good on it. I didn't study. I tried to study like moments before, the night before, the same way I did the macroeconomics. I always mess myself up doing. Don't be like me. Do not be like me. You think you're a master procrastinator until you actually have to unprocrastinate with what you done procrastinated on. It don't ever work well. It don't ever work well. And I promise you, I don't think it ever will. Yeah, bomb 2 tests. No shade. I think I'm gonna drop the physical science class, but we don't know. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, because I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. And it's not that I don't have time for the class. I don't have time to keep myself stressed out. Last school year, I made a rule that if I fail more than 2 tests, I'm dropping the class. But I don't know. I feel like I'm way too far in to just drop it. But I think I still might do it. Who knows? Like I said, we'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Good luck, Charlie, whatever you want to call it. We'll find out on the next episode of the Yap Sesh. Hey, I like that. But yeah, which leads me to my next point that I'm making about this. I got to stop whining over it. Like, it's so chopped. It's chopped. I got to stop whining over it. And even though y'all know I come on a video, or I can go on my Instagram accounts when I go and rant and talk about, oh, I just need to do better on this and I need to stop. You know, I got to stop whining about it, because if I have yet to make any changes, there's no point in me whining and crying about it. Just go ahead and move on with your day. No, I'm not giving myself time to feel. You can't even sit down and feel, because the next time you decide you want to sit down and feel how you feel for a second, nope, you wake up the next day and there's like 2 exams that you got to take in one day, and it's like, dang, you got to make sure you studied for those a few days ago. You didn't. And it's just kind of speaking hypothetically, but I'm just saying in general. You don't really have space to sit there and whine and mope over a failed test, because you got to get ready and prepare for the next one. So that's what I'm choosing to do, and I choose to protect my peace by not looking at the doggone thing, the grades, which is probably a curse, but I don't even care no more. I can't stress myself out like that. And the streets have said it's better to have a W on your transcript than have an F, and I would rather the W than the F. No shade. I'm gonna drop it, figure it out, come back. I don't know. I feel like I can pull myself back together, but I don't know. I failed 2 tests so far, and if I think I'm gonna take 2 more and bring that grade back up, I am sadly mistaken. Don't know why I'm talking about this so comfortably on the internet, but hey, whatever. And what I find a little bit crazy, which I got to look at my notes so I make sure I'm plotting all my points and everything else. What I find a little funny is how I got to go from HOCO week, where homecoming week, well, before homecoming week, you should be preparing to get yourself together so you don't have to worry about nothing on homecoming week. But you go from that week, which is week before HOCO, then you go to HOCO week itself, and it is like everything every day, and it's so much fun, and it's like so much stuff to do. And then you go to the week after HOCO week, which is like the week everybody's moping around. It's like you have a massive hangover. It could be literal, could be just, but yeah, it's like you have a massive hangover because of HOCO week. Then you come back to that next week, which is the week after, and you're trying to pick your life back up, trying to get back into the swing of things, and it's like you should be able to just easily get back into the swing of things. But it's like when you have a week full of leisure time, you don't ever want to go back to where you was just stressed out and like, ew, right? So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'll do better. I will. I'm speaking that into existence. I'm going to do better. I will do better. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Now, since we're on the topic of school, let's get to the next one. And I feel like this kind of segues perfectly. I have a radio show here at my school, and I did it last semester during the spring, and I'm trying to bring it back so I have enough time to do it here during fall semester and then spring semester too, so I can keep it rolling, keep the ball rolling. I officially have filmed my promo video, my little trailer or whatever. I have to edit it. I have not sat down to edit yet. I don't feel like sitting at this computer no more. That's why I want a laptop, so I can sit in the bed. But then that'll be a curse, because if I get that laptop and I go sit in the bed, then I'm gonna lay on my side, then I'm gonna lay on my back and have the doggone laptop sitting on my chest. Then I'm gonna be looking at it like this right here, and then before you know it, I have the laptop off to the side and I'm gonna be sleeping, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna have the laptop on my opposite side, which is closer to the edge of the bed where it can fall off on the floor. Then it's gonna fall off on the floor and I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be like, and we don't need that. We don't need that, America. We don't. But that's what be happening. And you know, I can't do nothing but just say oh well about it. But back to radio show. I filmed my stuff on Friday. I need to edit it. I don't feel like sitting down at the computer, but I'm going to sit down at this computer tonight and edit it so I can send it to my people and let them review it and look over stuff and be like, hey, or and yeah. And then I also took pictures afterwards, which I should have took like had my friend taking behind the scenes pictures while I was in the process of filming stuff, but I didn't. That's neither here nor there, and that's okay. But yeah, I filmed my stuff. I gotta edit it. The trailer will be dropping here on my YouTube channel because this is just another form of content, and on top of that, it'll be in better quality than it is on Instagram. You know, Instagram only do half its quality. No shade. Sometimes they pick it up, sometimes they don't, but we gonna figure it out, and I will be posting it on my Instagram and here on YouTube, and I might just post it on TikTok because why not? Let's talk about a little bit of where my inspiration came from. So you know, Doechii is currently on her oh wait a minute, should I say this will perfect? I'll wait for that. Okay, so before I get into that topic, I did try to get into my professional gig. You know, that's exactly what the note says. I did try to get into my professional gig. No shade, I did. I brought my camera out, I brought my phone out, I brought my gimbal out, I had, what else did I have? I brought a whole bag with all of my camera equipment. I don't know who I was feeling like, but I was feeling like somebody. And I was just like, you know what? This has to be a moment. And since I couldn't do the big idea where I had all my friends and stuff included, I just did a solo one. And I'm just gonna, again, you know, go back with the 3 clones of myself because that's what I did last time. So, just to kind of carry on with that idea, I don't know what it is with me making multiple versions of myself in videos, but it's just, it's cool. But yeah, I did that. And shout out to my homegirls Millie and Raz because they helped me film it and we did our big one, and they sat there and they made me feel comfortable in their room, whereas if I was in there by myself I probably would have been like, I don't know what to do. And yeah, they sat there with me for 2 or 3 hours while I tried to get things done, and we eventually ended up getting things done, and I really thank them so much because they really didn't even have to do that. And my friend Millie had plans to go back home and she sat there and stayed, and I wasn't planning on taking as long as I did, but we ended up doing that. And even still, that game helped me come up with some nice ideas that kept me laughing the entire time, kept me entertained, because I feel like had I been in there by myself, I probably wouldn't have had enough ideas flowing, and things probably would have just been like you know. So yeah. Oh, I did say I was scared to edit. Okay, I put a note in there about me being scared to edit. Well, I'm not scared, I'm just lazy. But we been new. Which instead of me getting to the computer and editing the video, I need to get to a computer and do a couple assignments. No shade. No shade. No shade. But that's neither here nor there. Now, okay, I pretty much touched on all of the topics that I wanted to. Like I said, we were going to go ahead and talk about where my inspiration came from. Now, I wanted to do like a little schoolhouse theme, so I got the idea and I snatched it from Doechii because, you know, she got the Doechii School of Hip Hop thing going on that she was just doing at the festivals, and now she's at the Swamp Tour, live from the Swamp Tour. Let's get that right, because I seen a page on Instagram post about it, and you know, we're gonna wait because we can get into that topic when we talk about Doechii. But yeah, yeah, I got my ideas from her, and I wanted to go with the whole like big school thing with a whole bunch of cool students, and you know, they're in detention and they come out and everybody really is artsy and unique and creative and stuff, and outside of detention they have another life and they be doing a big one. And my big one would technically be the radio show. So yeah, that's that right there. That's really where I got my inspiration from. I said I also got it from Larray because, you know, he had the canceled thing that he was doing, and the music video was also schoolhouse theme, and I don't necessarily think it was detention for the first one. That was, yeah. And then the canceled remix, I think him and Larray were in detention. So, wait. Did I accidentally turn it up? I don't know. But, yeah. Larray did kind of inspire it, but Doechii was really my main inspiration to hit, like the heavy hitter. She was the Don Dada, the Don Julio, as Quinn would say. Speaking of Quinn, I am so proud of her. She don't even know me, but I'm proud of her because, girl, you got out there and you walked in the Victoria's Secret runway. You did your big one. You doing big ones, girl. Like, that's tea. But yeah, back to Doechii. like I said, that's where my main inspiration came from. And I had like a whole mood board. So I'm going to take the idea where she did the little detention thing, where she performed nosebleeds on at the festivals and stuff. And it's like, welcome to detention. Here you have, there are only 2 rules. Sit down and shut the bleep up. You salty, giving lobbies, call them, oh, backyard Doechii, call him McLaren. Yeah, you, this is funny. You should do comedy. Leave you like my, I don't know if she's gonna go crazy. I'm sorry, why did I just break out into a whole Doechii sesh? But that brings us to the next topic. Whether or not I did or didn't talk about that, the ideas for the video properly, just know Doechii was my main inspiration, and I just had like a couple of different itty bitty bits and pieces from some other people, and like photo shoots of like classroom ideas, like school themed photo shoots and stuff. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. Like I said, we're gonna bring that to the, like I said, Bryson, stop saying like I said. But this is going to go ahead and direct us into our next topic, and that is Doechii the Don, Doechii the Dean, Doechii Supreme, the Swamp Rulaaaa. I love her. Oh my goodness. She's currently on tour. She's doing the Live from the Swamp tour. She's doing her big one. And you know what? All tens to her. All tens to her. Give her her tens. Really. Because she came through the gate swinging. And she been swinging since she been in the gate. And I'm not mad at it. I want her to keep on swinging. Swing on everybody. All right, now just don't swing too hard at certain people, because you know their fan bases is crazy. Yes, I'm talking about the Barbies. You know I still love Mother Barbie, but we can admit that the baby Barbies be crazy. No shade, no shade, no shade. But what I wanted to talk about was Joe no longer pumping it up button. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw, but he had a couple of things to say in the press. And I don't like, this is just in general, I don't like the Doechii conversation, because I feel like anytime Doechii comes up in conversation with the GP, it is never in a positive light. Well, let me not say never, because Miss Girl is positive. But my thing is, she's on tour doing her big one. Why is nobody else picking up on all of the other moments? But like, for example, when she was doing the festivals, why was nobody picking up on just the fact that she's doing multiple festivals and doing her big one and bringing this whole school of hip hop thing to life? But no, we're talking about, oh, Doechii makes light of the umbrella incident from the Met Gala and her festival. Okay, she is doing a whole homage to hip hop, and like this unique. I don't know. I feel like these internet streets constantly get littered on by people, and they throw their trash, and by trash I mean opinions. So we're gonna refer to the internet streets as all the people that be having something to say, of course, on the internet, and their opinions are the trash. So everybody is always littering some trash in these internet streets. But specifically when we get to Doechii Street, we got our couple of community service people out there that get out there and pick up the trash and stuff, and they control it. They control it. But it is people running and ripping and running and driving down this street, just throwing their trash on the floor. Why are y'all throwing trash on Doechii Street? She ain't doing nothing to nobody. She really didn't do anything to anybody. She came in the door with the fofo. Then y'all asked about anxiety. Then y'all was like, ooh, anxiety is this tea. Y'all was liking anxiety. Then she was like, okay, I'm going to do y'all a solid. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release anxiety on streaming. She releases anxiety on streaming. It gets playlists and it gets radio. Now all of a sudden she's annoying. She's a one-hit wonder. Ooh, nobody's singing anxiety. Girl, shut up. And back to Joe Budden, because he has so much. Doechii's been quiet. We're not hearing him. She's working. She's working. She is working. She in the studio. She working on her debut album. You see, she had the Fire mixtape, Alligator Bites Never Heal. And sure, they saying I didn't watch the clip, so I don't know. I ain't gonna bark too much because I didn't watch the clip. But the people were saying that he did say some positive things, but it's just him saying that Doechii wasn't making no noise. Doechii has been making noise, and even if she's silent, she's still making moves behind the scenes, so it don't matter. She about to pop out with some hot You see, she won that gram though. She won that gram though. She won that Grammy though. That Pump it up. Pump that up. Sorry, I just gets a little offensive. I get a little defensive. Now, we're gonna touch on the live from the swamp tour because I do want to go. I want to go. But my question is, what happened to the dancers that were at the festival? Because her production is good and she's handling that stage by her. She got her twin sisters with her. She got DJ Miss Milan. They are such an amazing duo. Love that. But I wonder what happened to the dancers being on stage because I was ready to see them do that. Can you eat it from the back? You wanna rim it in my got wrote that like a soldier. She wrote it like a don't stop, pop that, get over that. I'm sorry, y'all. I have been studying everything, and then I was ready to see the boys vogue during the genre interlude. Nobody talks about that interlude. The genre interlude before she performs Alter Ego. Anytime she performs Alter Ego, they just cut straight to the performance. I be hoping they keep that in there so I can see everybody get they tens. Tens. I love that. And experimentation. And then so the only thing I am missing from that tour is the dancers because it also helps the energy, but I feel like her energy and the crowd's energy brings it all home, so it really doesn't matter, and she does good by herself, and I still want to go and see her. I'm sad that I can't, but I'm still supporting. That's my girl. Even if I'm mad that I didn't get onto the Doechii train when she was promoting herself through the Nate clips and everybody else when they was posting, "Hi, my name's Doechii with 2 eyes," and she was in the comments like, "OMG, that's me." I'm mad that I didn't get into her then, but I did get into her during Persuasive and Crazy Era. So technically, I will claim that I am OG, even though I'm not because I wasn't OG. But in a sense, I know where I stand. I do. And if I want to say that I stand farther back, I can say that I stand farther back. But I personally know where I stand. So yeah. Also, the streets been talking. That ASPCA, is that the website? ASPCA. Baby, that is pet insurance. Is it the ASCAP? Yes, it is. The ASCAP website, baby. That ASCAP website, and it's probably BMI too. Them sites been talking, and they saying that there's a song registered for Doechii featuring Doja Cat. Girl. And it's called Double D's. Okay. Broadcast Music Incorporated. Okay, so let me see. Doechii. Give me chi, give me purr, give me meow, give me her, give me funds, give me rights, give me fights, give me nerve, give me cut, let me serve. Let me out, let me in. Not the doors down, got the keys to the beds. In the boardroom, looking bored, cause I'm not here for pleasing the man. Not here to reason with them. Misbehave, misputs my pen up. Alright, that means I need to shut up. But yes. I think it was the BMI website. I don't know exactly where to look, but there's a song registered and it's called Double D's and it's featuring Doja Cat and it's allegedly going to be on the debut album. And the people probably gonna be like, who's here for it? Me. I know I am here for it. I know there's other people out here that's here for it too. But what matters is me. Because why not? No, but really though, I'm excited. I'm ready to see what Doechii has coming. And speaking of Doja Cat, V is the T. But Scarlett was the T-er. No, but really, we love V. And we love Doja Cat, and we love Doechii, and we love Nicki Minaj, and we love everybody. I love all the pop stars, all the girls, all the rap stars, all the rapstresses, all the queens, all the legends, all the mothers of the house. Beyonce's the mother of the house. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to see what all the girls is about to do, because I hardly ever listen to the men. Now, I catch me some of the men's. Young boy with this What You Is right here. Young boy's What You Is and Young boy shot calling. Put me in a mode of somebody that I am not. And I just flex it. Try to big bow, pow, pow. Stop all that whole. I am sorry, but it just really gets me in a mode. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot. That's why the hood came off. It got hot. But you know what? It's about to go back on. No shade. Cause it's cute. I like Bucky sitting on top of the head. And what? Okay. Next topic. Next order of business. Next on the docket. In the words of Zoe. So I posted on my close friends list, and I was like, you know, since I'm a self-proclaimed rapper, should I make a Halloween song? And I was like, y'all vote on the poll, yes or no. And even if y'all say no, I might just make one anyway. Everybody voted yes, nobody voted no. I drafted a beat, I made a beat because I had the idea in my head. I sampled Friends on the Other Side from Princess and the Frog, and no, that's not a Halloween song, but it's just doom 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 doom. Are you ready? It just fits the vibe. So I did that. I made the beat. I sat on it for a little minute. Then I finally went back up and kind of fixed certain things, put some like breaks in there. It's not a super complex beat. It's just got a couple of like silences in there, and the reverb kind of takes it and makes it sound real cute and fun and funky and cunty and fresh. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, so just last week I finally decided that I was gonna sit down and try and start recording it. This was just like Friday. It was probably like Thursday and then a little bit of Friday. But I called myself trying to oh my gosh, goodness, why can I not? Okay, sorry, back to business. I called myself trying to, you know, record it, and I did it in my regular kind of like head voice, I guess you could say, like how I'm speaking to y'all right now. I tried to do it in that voice. Yeah, this video isn't gonna be long. I'm watching it. There's 40 minutes on this thing, and when I edit it, it'll probably go down to like 30 something, and I don't know. I don't even think that's gonna happen, but that's neither here nor there. Like I was saying, I went and started recording the song. I tried to use, I was using this like how I'm talking to y'all right now, like I said, using this little head voice, I guess. It was cool. Then I went back and listened to it. I was like, I don't know. I feel like this beat kind of calls for a deeper voice. So I went back and I re-recorded and I used a deeper voice. And it's like my chest, my bassy chest voice that I use when I'm either A, forcing it, or B, when I'm just kind of relaxing my vocals, and I don't know. But I did that. And I went back and listened to it afterwards. It's like in the moment I'd be messing with it, it'd be like, cool, yeah, fun, funky, fresh. But I went back and listened to it after I let it sit for a couple of hours. I came back and listened to it. Uh-oh, hold on, my sister calling me. Dang. Okay, sorry. Me and my sister got a gig that we got to get into. When she said I've been caught, I was like, wait, what did I do? But that means she finally caught up to me, and now she could grab me by my shirt and she could sit me down in the therapist chair and she gonna listen to me talk and spill out my heart. But yeah, so we were talking about the Halloween song. Yes, I didn't like the deep voice that I tried. And not gonna lie, okay, not gonna lie, after that, after filming it with that little deep voice, well, not filming it, recording it with that little deep voice, I was gonna go back and re-record things, but I genuinely don't know how I feel about going back to re-record this song. I don't even think I like the bars. No shade. I don't even think I like the bars. Because it's supposed to give scary, like I'm talking about Halloween and all this other stuff, but I went to talking about calling myself cunt and everything else, and it's just like, girl. And then I changed the line because I felt like it was a little corny, and I tried to make it like a heavy hitter, and even still, I still don't like it. I wasn't gonna play it for y'all because it's a lot of cussing, but I'll just bleep it. Just like I'm sorry, cause I'm shut. Blunt, baddest to the front. Always gonna stand out cause I was kinda like the run. Like, I feel like it calls for something a little less feeling myself and some a little more, girl, I'm coming to get you. Run, run, run. Open up your face. No, but for real, I don't know whether I want to go back and record it, but I might. And low key, I was about to say something because I just read my note. It said talk about recording songs in general. Now, so far, as of recent, I have 1, 2, 3 songs. One that has finished, another that I had started working on, and then this third one right here, which is the Halloween song that I hate right now. And the second one, I don't know whether I want to touch it. I might, but considering how I feel currently, I don't know whether I want to touch it, but I might. Yeah, so there's that. There's that about the music. I ain't no real artist. I just be out here doing stuff because I got free will. So use your free will how you want to, as you should. Finally, because like I did in the last video, I talked about David. So we're gonna go ahead and get an update on his case, because I did see on Instagram that somebody was allegedly saying, I don't know how true it is, but they were saying that the people were saying that David didn't have any involvement in that baby girl's death. But man, let's go see, because I just had it pulled up a few days ago. Well, not a few days ago, Monday, when I first read it, but I don't know whether I still have it pulled up anymore. I'm gonna go back and look for it though. I'll just open it up in a new tab because I don't feel like doing all that. David update. That's all I look up. Okay. Okay, so Fox 11 Los Angeles has something. 2 days ago would have been Sunday, October 19th. Okay, so perfect. Yahoo Entertainment has something out. And then the one that I read when I first recorded this video was from News Nation, but I didn't want to take it because I was scared that that wasn't a reliable source. And I probably shouldn't be relying on Fox or Yahoo, but you know, I almost feel like they are reliable enough in a sense. So let's go ahead and read the one from 2 days ago, and then I'm going to read the other one that was from 15 hours ago. So let me over here and open this one in the news tab. And this is the Yahoo one. The Yahoo one's headline is, David not named a murder suspect. Lawyer explains why. This was written by Kevin Harris, and this was published Sunday, October 19th at 10:18 p.m. It is a 4-minute read. How much? Okay, I can read this in 2. Gag. Okay. It says, last month, authorities made a grim discovery when the body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas was found in the trunk of a car registered to 20-year-old singer David. Wow, oh, not the wild, double wild, and it's not even supposed to be there. That's for the next paragraph. While there have been several apparent connections between David and Rivas, and authorities even raided the house where the singer had been living, authorities have not publicly named him a murder suspect. Now, a defense attorney is weighing in to explain why that could be the case. What we know of the case so far. That's this section of the doggone article. It says what we know of the case so far. What we know is a decomposing body was found inside a Tesla belonging to musician David at an impound lot in Hollywood on September 8th. The car was brought to the impound lot after someone reported it abandoned, this is in quotes, in Hollywood Hills, and police were called after workers reported a strong odor coming from the Tesla. The Tesla was never reported as stolen. The body was discovered inside a bag in the Tesla's front trunk. The remains were not intact and had badly decomposed. The remains were so decomposed that it took authorities more than a week to identify the body. The remains were eventually identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Davis has a matching tattoo. And her mother, David has a matching tattoo with Rivas, and her mother said that she has been missing for over a year and that her daughter's boyfriend was named David. David initially decided to continue his world tour while cooperating with the investigation, but he canceled the remainder of his tour on Wednesday. An unreleased love song written by the name of David references someone by the name of Celeste in the unfinished title and twice in the lyrics. I did hear that. No shame. Police raided a home connected to David's. Police raided a home connected to David as they continue the investigation. David moves out of the home that the police raided. Authorities have not officially deemed the death a homicide since medical examiners have been unable to determine an official cause of death, and David is not considered a suspect at this point. Oh, when was that released? October 2nd? Okay. So they've been saying this. Okay. David not a suspect. Last month, the LAD. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get it together. This is the next part of the article. David, not a suspect. I said I could read this in two. It's about to be 4. Last month, the LAPD released a statement declaring that investigators had not yet determined whether there was any criminal culpability regarding Rivas' death. As a result, they had not declared David or anyone else a suspect. In quotes, it says, okay, this is a quote from the LAPD. Okay, it says, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause of, goodness, I'm gonna slow down, I promise, I'm gonna slow down. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Mrs. Rivas Hernandez's death. As such, it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body, the LAPD said in a statement. RHD is thoroughly examining every aspect of this case to uncover the truth and seek justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez and her family. The LAPD has not ruled out the possibility of an accidental death. Okay, my thing is, how is it an accidental death, but this baby's body parts were dismantled and put in a bag in the... How was it accidental? Somebody had to know what they was doing to go chop, and put her up in that bag like that. That's not right. And I don't mean to say that to sound like it's making fun, saying chop, but y'all cut that baby's body up. Y'all cut that baby's body parts. How is that okay, all right. The attorney weighs in. I think we're getting towards we are towards the end of it, right? Okay. 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 An attorney weighs in. With the investigation earning national headlines, prominent criminal defense attorney Michael J. Albert recently spoke to Men's Journal to give his expert opinion on the matter. By the way, I should have said this when I first started, but Yahoo Entertainment, I guess they must have some sort of affiliation or whatever the case is, but it's showing up there, and Men's Journal did write this, and they published it October 20th. That's what it's saying at the end of this right here. I did skip down to the end. This story was originally reported by Men's Journal on October 20th, 2025, where it first appeared in the entertainment section. Admin, okay, whatever. Back to it. Back to attorney weighs in. With the investigation earning national headlines, prominent criminal defense attorney Michael J. Albert recently spoke to Men's Journal to give his expert opinion on the matter. While authorities have indicated publicly that David has not been named a suspect because they are still working to find the cause of death, Albert believes that decision not to publicly name him as a suspect is a bit more strategic. And no shade, that might be strategic for a little image thing, but even still, you going down whether you were a suspect of the death or not, because you still mess with an underage child. Gag. Okay. The quote from Albert says, "He hasn't been formally named, which, in reality, in my humble opinion, has nothing to do with the merits," Albert told Men's Journal last week. "I think we're in a position where a homicide detective or the Los Angeles Police Department doesn't want to get cross-examined on statements purported by the police at trial on rushing to judgment in such an important case, in such a significant criminal case. So I think they're going to choose their words very carefully." Makes sense. I'm over here saying makes sense as if I didn't just stumble on purported. But anyways, I'm gonna go back and make sure I know what that word mean. Okay. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Albert believes this is a smart approach for them to take, given the situation and the high-profile nature of the case. So, that's fair. I think not naming him, I think formally, is a sign of credibility that, hey, they're reserving judgment. They haven't rushed the judgment. They're taking a very methodical approach. Yeah, I think I pronounced that right. They're taking it seriously, he added. I think from their perspective, to have that approach, I think that's smart from their point of view. As of now, David has not been arrested or publicly named as a suspect in the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. In fact, authorities have still not even publicly declared the case a homicide investigation. So what was it? What could it be? Y'all, I split my middle finger. I don't know, man. This hurts. I'm about to be real quick with this next one. Ew. Okay, I don't even think I want to read this one. I'm going to read this one by myself. I'm not even going to hold this up because this is supposed to be shorter than the last one, and it's now nearing an hour. But I have definitely, again, have fun talking to y'all about nonsense and, everything under the sun. I would love to do this again sometime. So, like I said, these videos might be a bit more reoccurring and a bit more frequent than any other one because these take minimal editing. I just gotta cut some stuff if I need to, cut my little silent moments and stuff like that, and then we'll be good to go. This is like my little podcast, and you know what? Since I'm keeping it up after this episode, it probably will no longer be called the Yap Sesh with AyeeItsBryce, even though that is a super cute name. I'm just gonna go ahead and name it and go with the idea that I had. And we'll do the proper things because I have a whole thing like I showed in the I think I showed it in the first episode. No, I showed it in this most recent one, if I'm not mistaken, that I recorded and like threw away because I didn't like the way it came out. I have a thing full of podcast topic ideas that I'm probably gonna scrap because those are all the way from 2023, but the podcast idea dates back all the way to May of 2022. Not May, March. Whoops, goodness. March of 2022. And yeah, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with that. But I have very much enjoyed myself talking to this camera and reading articles and just talking nonsense and yapping my head off. I hope you all enjoyed this and that you stuck around to watch. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate y'all for listening. If you did, I said this in the last one, but of course it didn't make the cut. So if you watch till the end, comment red light special, and I will know in fact that you watched till the end. Okay, and you will be deemed one of the realest on the team. I mean I might just be a rapper, y'all. I'm gonna get my career started. Me and AyeeItsBryce is gonna collab. Me and Lotto gonna collab. Me and Doechii. Me and Nikki. Why am I naming all of these people? Ain't none of this gonna happen. I low-key want to be the next Jacob Dior. That baby just came out the gate swinging it. He just produced his first beat and Megan Thee Stallion is on it. Gag at that. But yeah, let me go ahead and end this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know, I might take the podcast thing seriously and start putting it up on streaming so the podcast can be streamed and stuff and listen to, you know, through the thing. But yeah, it could always be uglier than Kim Barbie, but be glad that it isn't, and just be glad that you're here. I know that's probably not a good thing to say, but it can always be uglier than your worst enemy. We gonna start saying that one now because I don't want to, you know, get sued. Gag. But it can always get uglier than your worst enemy, but it ain't. So be glad that it isn't. Be grateful. You know, thank God that you're here. Thank God that you're here. And I just thank y'all that y'all are here and alive and that y'all are listening to me and tuning in and stuff like that. And just be happy that you're here. Be nice to somebody. Tell them that you like their outfit, that you like their smile. I've been obsessed with my smile recently. For a couple of since I got my braces off, I've been obsessed with my smile. But tell somebody you like their smile. Tell somebody that you like their clothes, their shoes, their jewelry, that they smell good. Tell them something nice that's really gonna boost their that might boost their ego a little bit, but boost their confidence too, and make them feel really good about themselves because they deserve it. Treat people how you want to be treated. What else was I about to say? This outro is entirely too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut myself off because y'all know I'll start talking and I'll make this video go past an hour, and we don't want that. My computer can't even take that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope to see y'all in the next video, and /podcast episode. I hope to see y'all in the next video /podcast episode. And yeah, peace out. XOXO, hugs and kisses to my chickens. I wanted to say the B word, but I ain't gonna say that. Peace out. XOXO, kisses and hugs and kisses to my chickens. And we're just gonna be back in this thing. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, not lie. Bye. Oh.